Hey, this is James. I'm the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country, and I want to welcome you back to the channel. I am so happy that you're here. A little tired, but it's been a long day. This may surprise some people. I don't know, but I seriously I had parts of the day where I was just crying. I don't know. Well, I do know why the whole thing with Mike Leach hit me personally. Um, I'm a quirky person. And I've been in situations where people have tried to force me to be something that I'm not, and it was very difficult. Um, Coach Leach inspired me to. Well, I'll tell you later on. I'm going to give you 4 things that I learned from Coach Leach just by watching his example. Obviously, I never got to meet the guy, but oh yeah, if you noticed, there's a new arrival. Yes, Sai is here finally. Yeah, I got sent the right one. And I had him over here. I had Bevo over here, and when I make a long story short, if I run in my RV, it makes the place shake, and so he fell over on top of him, and it knocked the horn off again. So I'm gonna have to glue this on again. I'm almost tempted to leave it like that. So, greedy bastards. Both of you two. If they'd stayed in the Big 12 and we kept the next year's big and just called it the Big 14, I guarantee you we would have gotten more TV money. But yes, Cy is here. And yes, I'm glad he's here. I tell you what, the people up in Ames, Iowa, they're loyal fans, and some would argue that they don't have a whole lot more to do there, but the Hilton Coliseum is one of the toughest places to play basketball, and bet you didn't know, Jack Trice Stadium holds over 60,000. So, when OU and Texas do leave, I think it's between them and BYU as far as the biggest stadiums in the conference. I'd have to look it up. But anyway, glad he's here. The only one I have left to get is Kansas, the Jayhawk. They call him Jay. So, I want to give you some recruiting news. According to some sources on Twitter, Virginia quarterback Brennan Armstrong plans to visit Oklahoma State and Wisconsin. How ironic that we're playing each other in the bowl. I did not get his size, but to have an experienced quarterback come in and play for a year would be a good thing, because then Zane Hodges can learn from him, and it'll also allow Zane to get in the weight room, put on some weight. At 6'4", 185, he really needs to be at 200 pounds, at least. According to 24/7 Sports, Oklahoma State is in on 3 guys. Gaitlin Bair, he's a 4-star wide receiver out of Burley, Idaho. He's 6'2", 180. Oklahoma State is also in on Kadavian Dotson. He's a 4-star defensive back out of Duncanville, Texas. He's 5'10", 180. And they're also in on a wide receiver named Parker Livingstone, who's a 3-star out of Lucas, Texas, who's 6'3", 185. And apparently also a defensive tackle out of Arizona, Parashand, who apparently he's originally from Toronto, Canada. So, hey, last time we brought in a Canadian, we had success. So, God willing, we'll have some more success with this guy. But that's all from 247sports.com. So if you want more details, you can go to their website. What I want to talk about mainly in this video is the things that I learned from Coach Leach. Like I said, I was in a situation, even growing up, I got made fun of a lot. And as an adult, I've learned by watching Coach Leach. These weren't necessarily original things. I may have learned them from somebody else, but I watched him put those things into practice, and it's helped me to become the person that I am. The first thing is be yourself. Coach Leach was never afraid to be. Well, that's my third point. He walked to the beat of his own drum. And he was very intelligent. He could talk about a wide variety of things. I think the thing that really caught my attention and made me a fan of his was when he talked about candy corn. And just out of the blue, it's like, yeah, candy corn is like the most stupidest stuff out there. It's about as dumb as fruitcake. And I was like, yes! Finally, somebody said the truth. I mean, how long have I had to eat that stuff and be like, I really don't like this? But, I wanted the sugar high, so. Number 2, invest in people. This really is a concept if you ever read the book Good to Great, they talk about former CEO of General Electric and how he, over his career, had like 11 or 12 different guys that went on to become CEOs of other companies. That's the kind of guy that Mike Leach is. He invests in people, or he invested in people, and now you've got all these coaches now, from Sonny Dykes to I know, not my favorite guy, but Lincoln Riley out at USC. There's all these different coaches that are running the spread offense. The guy in Nevada, the new guy that they hired up, Morris up at North Texas, is a Mike Leach guy. He his impact on college football is just amazing. And the thing about it is, the more here recently, I've looked into the spread offense and I've studied it, and the more I realize it works. And I've been critical of Mike Gundy about running the spread. I wanted to run the football more, but in reality, if you got the right quarterback and you got the right people, you can run that spread and they can't stop you. They really can't. Because you can throw the ball short, you can throw the ball medium, you can go long. You have so many options on the field that no defense can guard everybody. Somebody's going to be open. If they're going to guard the short pass, or if they're going to run a cover 3, cover 4, and prevent you from throwing the ball deep, and you got to dink and dunk your way down the field, you can get a couple completions and run up to the line and run another play, and now all of a sudden you got the defense on their heels and they can't get set, and then you can fake it short and then go long, and that guy will be open. So number 3, don't be afraid to be different. You don't want to be obnoxious. You try to get along with as many people as you possibly can. I'll take this a step further. Something that I personally have learned is that you go into a room, 90% of the people will like you. There will be 10% of the people there that don't. And that's okay. That's not my fault. That's theirs. You can't control what other people do. So he was willing to be different. He didn't conform to people's expectations about what a coach should be. And I have a ton of respect for that. And number 4, have fun while living life. We all have responsibilities. We all have things that we have to take care of. We all have bills to pay and things to do. You might as well enjoy what you're doing. I mean, he looked at his wife and he said, I could take this law degree, I could go work for a law firm and be miserable, or I could do what I love and be happy. That's what he chose to do. And because of that, college football, pro football is different. Many people's lives have changed. And I know he recently passed away, but for crying out loud, the amount of people that have come out and talked about their interactions with him, how positive it was, it's just amazing. Let me put it this way. For the fact that Texas Tech, even though they had a bad parting of ways, and Washington State, both of them, and Mississippi State did the same thing, but all of them put on the TV, not TV, Jumbotron in their football stadiums a picture of him, and obviously the year he was born and the year he died. They did that in honor of him. That's pretty cool. So, told myself I wasn't going to cry, but tomorrow I am, speaking of being quirky, I've been a pro wrestling fan since I was 4. So I remember walking into a pharmacy with my mom, and my mom was talking to the lady behind the counter. And what do 4-year-olds do? We wander around the store. So I wandered over to the pro wrestling, or to the magazine rack, and I saw Pro Wrestling Illustrated and had this picture of the Masked Superstar and Andre the Giant. When I saw him, I was like, wow, that dude's huge. I was hooked. And I know it's staged. Okay, I get it. I don't need comments below saying, oh, I can't believe you watch that crap. It's staged. Yes, it's predetermined. Okay? But when you're watching Transformers, we know that cars can't turn into robots. But for 2 hours, we kind of suspend that reality and we enjoy watching the movie. And we want the good guys to win. We want the Autobots to beat the Decepticons. I actually can do an imitation of I am Optimus Prime. Oh, that's not my best one, but usually I can do better than that. Anyway, recruiting is looking good. The news of the coaching change, I don't know what happened to that. I just have a funny feeling that later on this week is when the announcements can be made. Or possibly Coach Gundy will make the change after the bowl game. Who knows? I've just had a very reliable source say that there was going to be some changes made to the coaching staff, and nothing's come of it. So we'll see what happens. I personally am happy with Casey Dunn and on offense and Derek Mason on defense. We just had so many injuries that it's hard to. It was very hard to compete in the Big 12, but Oklahoma State was competitive. And, of course, it rained like a freaking monsoon that last game. So, you have to give Neil Brown credit. West Virginia, if it's pouring rain outside, are you going to put in a quarterback that's going to throw the ball 40 times a game? No, you put in a running quarterback who can hold on to the football, isn't going to fumble it, and that's exactly what they did. They were able to run the football. Heck, Oklahoma State switched their and put more emphasis on the run because they had to. And Ollie Gordon had the best game of his career. So, just a lot of weird things have happened this year. But let's end it on a good note. Beat Wisconsin. So, if you're new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. This channel's quirky and it's different. And instead of doing the helmets, I chose to start collecting bobbleheads. And these guys are cute. Even that one. But, this is a good, I think, representation of the Big 12. And of course we have some others as well. So, 2, 6, 7, 10. I have 13. Welcome to the Baker's Dozen. So, from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for watching. And, tomorrow I am going to be going to Dallas. The reason that's why I brought up pro wrestling. God willing, on my way up to Dallas, I will try to stop in Waco and get a video of what their progress is on that new basketball arena. There's a really interesting building. It's actually technically off campus, and it's the registrar's office. It's a tower. It's on the opposite side of the football stadium. Well, next to that tower is where the new basketball arena is going to be. So, anyway, I hope you have a great week. And other than the basketball video, I'm not sure what we're going to do. Maybe we'll have some more recruiting news. But I'll at least try to give you something of decent content. So, I hope you have a great night or a great day. And as always, go Pokes.